Hey guys, how you doing? Question, mind stuff. All right. Anything that you are doing, that you are wanting, that you are desiring must come from the construct of our mind, of your mind. You know, this is a profound but simple thing. You know, when I was doing the lottery thing, to win the lottery, to manifest the lottery, it was the construct of my mind, particularly through visualization. Look, I've got news for you, and I want to put something to you that you must master. Okay, this is not taught. You know, like you taught to learn to write, and to read. You were taught to count from 1 to 10. You were taught your ABCs. I'm about to teach you something else that's even more powerful, that will even take you beyond all that stuff. You have to learn the power of exercising your mind's visual concepts. You have to literally learn a muscle. You have to literally learn to see pictures in your mind in a constructive way, in a special format. And if you can see these pictures in your mind, it's called your imagination, by the way. If you can see these pictures in your mind in a constructive pattern and a format, I will 100% guarantee you that what you see in your mind will protrude out and become your physical world. Game done. Game over. You are not going to be taught this. They're not going to put it in your literature books. They're not going to put it in your school books. It's too powerful. It's too empowering. It will free you. All imaginations have been downplayed. I'm going to repeat it again. With the lottery thing, when I won the lottery, mind construct. I see the vision. I visualize. I see the outcome. I see the end result. And it happened exactly in my life. Not only that one, tons of stuff I've done. As a matter of fact, every single thing I do now, I see the end goal as an imagination, as an image, as me. I see myself from a third person or even a first person, doesn't matter, whatever aspects, but I can see myself doing it, having it, experiencing it. And a matter of fact, not only can I see myself doing it, having it, I can also feel what it would look like for me to have and do that stuff. People, that takes practice. That takes discipline. That takes determination. And then that equals success. That changes your life forever. I encourage all of you to become great visual artists. To see your life in a profound way that will implement and change the course of your history, change the course of your life. If you can do that, it will reflect into your physical reality. As I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm thinking back now. I'm saying, man, I wish I had known this a lot earlier. Because there'd be so much more that I could have accomplished had I known this secret. But everything happens at the right time for you and for me. Hey, how you doing? So it tells us that the world is not what we really think or imagine or we see the world as, right? So it tells us something even more important, or something even more deeper. It tells us that we aren't what we think we are. We are products of our own conscious mind, our consciousness. We are inventors of our beings. We are inventors of the self. We're inventors of your building, of your home, of your car. We are inventors of space and time. We're inventors of the air you breathe. We're inventors of everything you see. The world cannot exist. You cannot be in it if you're not aware of it. The fact that you're aware of it, you're online right now in the world, your mind is online. This means that this is your playground. This is where you have the ability to shift and transform the world into whatever you want to make it, man. You can make this playground. You can make this very serious. You can make this very, very chill and calm. You know, this is your playground. And if you don't understand this is your playground, then you know your life is going to be really stressful and all this stuff. And you don't want your life to be stressful. You want your life to be easeful, not stressful. You want a lot of ease when you're manifesting or when you're putting out the energy to create the life you desire. So visualization, the secret to your manifestations. Now, how do you visualize? There's ways you have to visualize, people. You know, the correct way for you to get anything in your life is you must always go right to the end of that thing. You must see your dreams, your goals, a done deal. You must feel your dreams and goals, a done deal. And the best feeling that you can ever have, the number one feeling, the ultimate feeling to get anything, is the feeling of normality. Man, this feels normal. This feels so normal to get. You know, if you feel like that, you're going to get anything you want. If you can feel like it's supposed to happen for you, if you can feel like it's not a big deal, if you can feel like it's just part of the game, it's part of the plan, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I'm supposed to have, this is what I'm supposed to do, if you can feel anything like that, people, it's coming into your life. You're going to have it. 100% you're going to have it. I can't tell you when you're going to have it, but I can tell you it's not if you're going to have it, it's when you're going to have it. So you want the when or you want the if? If I get it, if I win, if the job comes, if the finance, you want that, or you want when the job comes, when I win, when I have it? Which one you want? Tell me which one you want. I can guarantee 99% of all of you want the when and not the if. If just means 50-50, ba-da-da-da, you don't want that. You want the when. And it's not, as I said before, it's not a matter of if, it's just when. And then let's focus on the when. The when is even more simple because you don't even have to worry about when it's going to come for you. All you have to know that when it does come, it's always going to be on time. It must always come at the right time for you because there is a higher version of you orchestrating from behind the scenes. This is the most profound knowledge, I think, that's kind of been hidden a lot from people. See, I think people don't truly understand the immense power that they have. They don't know how to exercise their power to what I call to deliberately orchestrate or create their reality. You know, everybody is going around like just chasing their tail, running around. Like I see people with blindfolds on in the world. I see people with blindfolds on because they don't know where they're going. They're going in circles. See, the ones who are awakened, they have the blindfold off because they are deliberately orchestrating their life. They know the way to do it. They know the way to master reality must first come from the internal mindset. They know the way to master the world is not outside. They know that it's inside. Here's the biggest secret that's been played on all of you, all of us. This is the biggest secret. I don't know, maybe not a secret, but let's say the biggest play they run on everybody. The biggest play that's been run on humanity is the play that outside is the real deal. That's the biggest play you've been played on. You have been conditioned, people, and you have been led to believe that what you see is what you get. What you're experiencing is all there ever will be. What you see, you cannot fix it, you cannot change it. That's the biggest lie that's been put on all of you. I love that. I love this analogy here from Deshaun. Here's the next biggest one they put on you. You just said to me, people get frustrated because they don't see progress right away. There's the next big play they're on you. You have also been conditioned to no evidence, no results. I can't see it, I can't believe it. But here's the truth. It's not when you see it. When I see it, I'm gonna believe it. Nope, that's a big play they ran on you too. It's really when I believe it, I shall see it. You gotta open up your mind, people. You gotta open up your mind. It's when you believe it, you see it. Because here's what's happening. Every single thing that you want that comes into your life comes from the unseen. Unseen to you, but not unseen to the real you. You got to remember, people, that's right. When you believe it, you shall see it. It's not when I see it, I'll believe it. You will never see it if you have that mindset. And here's why. I'm going to go into this now, and this is the physics of how this stuff works. The thing is, remember, 5 senses we have. I don't know if you received the memo yet, but here's the memo about you and I. We have been severely limited in our understanding of how life and reality works. We have been deformed in our human being existence. Being a human being is a lot of limitation. You and I are in this human body to experience the world. So when we occupied this body, we also took up a whole bunch of limitations. And one of the biggest limitations we pick up is our sensory input. You may think, man, I can see everything. I can feel and see everything. My friends, you're only seeing, and I'm only seeing 2% of what's really happening out there. That's because smell, taste, touch, see, all that hearing is a small fraction of the real world. The real world is actually away from our senses. Our senses are not even appetizers, man. They're just like taking a sip of water. You know, if you're thirsty, when you're thirsty, right? You take a sip of water, is that going to quench your thirst? Not at all. That's what you get with your 5 senses. So around you right now, and me right now, is the unseen but seen to a higher consciousness, a higher being, which is you, your higher self. A matter of fact, I'll put it to you like this. There are certain animals that can see more than you and I in reality. There's a shrimp that has more senses to see reality than you and me as a human being. A shrimp. Yep, there's a shrimp right now that can see infrared, can see what you call sort of like x-rays, night vision. When you go outside at night and you look around, all you see is darkness. There's a shrimp right now that can see everything like daylight. The world we live in, it doesn't work with physicality. It works with light and different waves of light, different energetic waves of light. You see, we live in what's called visible light spectrum. My friends, the visible light spectrum is like this. It's a small sample. Okay, go out to this at night to test this. Go out at night. If you live in a suburbs or where you can see the clear sky, you can see all the stars. Just go out there at night. Now, look at it, and you're gonna say, "Oh, look at those beautiful stars. Look at that stuff." Okay. Now, do the same thing with maybe a radio telescope, interferometer, and you will see the whole sky lit up. You'll see quasars, you'll see plasma, you'll see different nebulas, different planets, because they are all in a different light spectrum, but they're right there in front of you. You couldn't see them because your eyes and our brains are severely limited. That's correct. Cats and dogs can see and hear more than our human brain allows. That's even animals. There are animals that are highly advanced than you and I. Let that sink in. So the point I'm bringing this up to you is like, because when you visualize something, you are actually taken from the unseen and you're transferred into the scene in your imagination. That's the way you see it. So what happens now, you're replicating something that's already there, and the repetition of it will allow your senses to filter it out so it could come in as a physical experience for you and I. That's how the game works. So surrounding you and I right now is all our desires, all our wants. Everything that you desire is here and now, right now, but we can't see it. What a conundrum that is. What a paradox. Why did we get shafted with only a limited sense of perception? Why couldn't we see everything the way it is? Well, there's a couple answers for that. Mark, is the present like a wave steps in no such days? Yes, there's no such thing as days and months and years. That stuff is made up by us, by humans, just to make sense and just to have logic and understanding of the world. But everything is right now. There's no time. As a matter of fact, there's no space. Matter of fact, time and space, we are creating it. It's part of our consciousness. So even space and time, it's part of the simulation or the hologram that we live in. And we have to understand that you have to understand that, you know, what you want is here and now. It's just lining up to get that into your life. You have to line up your energy so you can get what you want. Time is an illusion. Months is an illusion. Days is an illusion. Everything is practically an illusion. The real truth is, there is just your perception, which makes this world a reality. Everything looks physical. Physicality is also an illusion. So when you understand that, then you know your life will become a lot simpler, because now you can see that, well, look, if this is an illusion, and if all of the physicality is not a real physicality, then I must be able to manipulate the simulation. And you're actually correct. You can manipulate the physical world. You can turn the physical world into your ideal place, because there is no physical world. You ever seen the movie The Matrix, when he says bend the spoon and the kid says, well, you don't need to bend the spoon because there is actually no spoon? See that? That's the concept of all of this. So what we're doing is we're bending reality with our consciousness, with our observation, with our imagination. That's how we affect our world. So every day when you get up, so what you have to do now, guys, is you have to think to yourself, like, okay, what do I do every day? What are my dominant thoughts? You know, and that's when you'll catch it, and that's when you can shift it. Because the majority of us, we operate on an automatic program of dominant thoughts. But if the person can catch the thoughts, then they can change the physical world. Because when you catch your thoughts, you'll say, oh man, dang, so this is what I've been thinking about all this time. No wonder my life isn't moving the way I want it to move. Because now you learn how the universe works. So you say, okay, let me just start to slowly change my thoughts, change my imagination a little bit. Let me see if this stuff will start to work. And then what you will find is it will actually start to work. That's right, because nature is the only constant. The only thing constant is change. You know, change. We call that entropy. That's the only thing constant. And then to make it even more powerful for you to understand is, whenever you observe something, it pops into your world. The minute you take your attention away from something, it goes back into an infinite world and infinite possibilities. It's this is happening right now. Every time you circumvent and look around and see what you're seeing with your head, you are collapsing the world. Every time you go this way, this part of the world just disappears. It's a rendering thing. It goes back into a state of what they call the superposition. And as soon as you pop back in, it pops right back in without you noticing it or without I noticing it. So, I mean, that's very trippy. That's very fast. Yet, it's true. It's science. That's what science says. So, that's correct. They did a test on that. They definitely did a test on that. So, as you can see, guys, how powerful you are. Start using your power. This is the time for you to accelerate. Measure what you want. It's called the measurement. Measurement is when you can make a decision and you can see what you want. That's called measurement. When you measure your environment, you say, okay, that's what I want. I can see myself having it. That's the measurement. Now the imagination comes in and takes over everything. Every single person have an imagination. Hello. And that's your, if everybody have superpowers, it's called their imagination. Imagine it and you will get it. All the time. It works all the time. Yes, when your manifestations definitely get close, you are going to get a lot of resistance. When the thing that you want is getting ready to pop into your fake world, into the illusionary world, you will either encounter two types of resistance. You'll start to see a lot of good things happen in your life. You'll start to see the synchronicities. You'll start to get like good vibes. The next one is a lot of bad stuff will start happening in your life. You'll start to get things like going out of place. You think like the universe is against you. But those are actually good signs now. So keep that in mind because it works on the duality aspect. So if you're manifesting something big or whatever, and you encounter any one of those things, don't get upset. Of course, if you enter the good thing, you're going to be fine. But if you enter the what we call the negative part, where things look like they're falling apart, don't get upset. Relax, because it's getting ready to come into your life. That's called tune in. Right? If you feel everything is going down right now and you've been manifesting, just stay the course because it's getting ready to come into your life. All right? So keep it going, and I will see you guys next time.